Hello, guys, and welcome back to Fallout 4. I'm the Dark Side, and I'm going to be your host. So, the last time we left off, we had just escaped the vault, and we made our way back to the town of Sanctuary. And this video, I'm just going to pretty much spend some time exploring Sanctuary and the what is the crafting system, I guess you're going to say. So the first thing we need to do is come back home and we're going to talk
As
to
I live and
Codsworth.
breathe. Oh, it's really you.
Codsworth. What happened to the world?
The world, sir. Well, besides our geraniums still being the envy of Sanctuary Hills, I'm afraid things have been dreadfully dull around here. Things will be so much more exciting with you and Mrs. back. Where is your better half, by the by?
Uh,
They killed her.
Sir, these things you're saying, these terrible things, I believe you need a distraction. Yes, a distraction to calm this dire mood. It's been ages since we've had a proper family activity. Checkers, or perhaps charades. Sean does so love that game. Is the lad with you?
Sean's been kidnapped. But I'm going to find him. I'm going to get my son back.
It's worse than I thought. You're suffering from hunger-induced paranoia. Not eating properly for 200 years will do that, I'm afraid.
200 years? What? Are you...
A bit over 210, actually, sir. Or give or take a little, for the Earth's rotation and some minor dings to the old chronometer. That means you're 2 centuries late for dinner. Perhaps I can whip you up a snack? You must be famished.
so we're going to use this persuade option over here and ask him if he's
Codsworth,
okay.
you're
I mean,
acting
it's sweet of Codsworth to be
a little
trying to
bit
play the
weird.
fool, but, you know.
What's wrong?
Oh, sir, it's been just horrible. 2 centuries with no one to talk to, no one to serve. I spent the first 10 years trying to keep the floors waxed, but nothing gets out nuclear fallout from vinyl wood. Nothing! And don't get me started about the futility of dusting a collapsed house. And the car! The car! How do you polish rust?
What do you know, Codsworth?
I'm afraid I don't know anything, sir. The bombs came and all of you left in such a hurry. I thought for certain you and your family were dead. I did find this holotape. I believe the missus was going to present it to you as a surprise. But then, well, everything happened.
A holotape? What's on it?
I believe it's a private message for you. My etiquette protocols would not permit me to play it for myself. Any standard holotape reading device should be able to play it back. Oh, like that Pip-Boy on your arm. That should work brilliantly. Now, enough feeling sorry for myself. Shall we search the neighborhood together? The missus and young Sean may turn up yet.
Have you seen anything dangerous?
Oh, just the usual, sir. Pesky neighborhood dogs and mosquitoes. Shall I investigate?
All right. Lead the way.
Proud to serve, sir.
Alright, so before we start running around with Codsworth, looking at the area, it's best that you know that this is your first opportunity at building a settlement. So it's best that you come across here to the workshop bench, which is right across the street from your old home. The workshop allows you to build, adjust, and remove nearby objects. Move between options with the D-pad if you're using a controller, otherwise it's just left and right with the keyboard. Press up to find object structures you wish to build. If your selected object appear green, press X to build it. If it appears red, by adjusting its location and yours until it changes green. Workshop objects are built from components. When building objects, components are automatically harvested from junk items in your inventory or the workshop. So you can see here we have a number of items on our map inside the workshop, I guess you want to say, and we can literally build items, quite a few items actually, depending on what we want. So let's exit out of that. So now, once the workshop is also added, you notice immediately up on your item list right here, things become highlighted. So the question is, like for instance, we have this tire right here on the floor. You can automatically select it and scrap it here. So we've got the tire, and then we've got a whole bunch of tires right over here that we can select, and we can scrap items and so forth. Tires on the floor. Everything becomes salvageable, and you can literally look for items as you go. So question is how to exit. Hold toggle POV to open the workshop menu while in the build area. So I gotta literally be okay. So you don't have to actually be in the build area in order to open this. So it's pretty much toggling back and forth between your items there in order to do that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna search for items, and at the same time we're gonna just destroy shit. Like this whole town right here is gonna pretty much be our hovel, our home away from home. What we're gonna do is start with this building right here on the right, and I just want to show you guys some of the mechanics to this, and then we'll get around looking for with Codsworth, I guess it is. I'm gonna go into first person mode in order to do some of this because it's a little bit easier to control than it is third person. So let's try to do that first. So right here what we have is some trees, and if you click on X, you'll notice right away that it gives you wood options to scrap them, and we're pretty much clearing out areas. So there we go. If you see items and so forth that you think that you might be able to use, some of these items I think can be picked up and moved, so you want to keep that in consideration to what you're doing. So for instance, over here, you might want to look inside this before you do. There's a gas canister and a greaser jackets and jeans. However, if you go back into no, come on. Go back into this mode, I can look at the car that was once here, and I can scrap that. So got some items for it. Now you're gonna want to be careful coming inside here because as you walk around, remember, if you haven't quite cleared an area yet, there's a high possibility that rad roaches and things like that will be in here. There are items inside the area that you're gonna want to take. I swear to God, the game is so fucked up with the controller support. So right now it's telling me to use X, and it's really A is what it wants. Yeah. It depends on you, what you plan on using and so forth, but use what you feel is necessary. Cap stash, take that shit. So we got some bottle caps. I think those are our first bottle caps actually, so hooray for bottle caps. Hooray, hooray, hooray. So what you should be listening for if you're worried about rad roaches coming to get your ass is the sound of skittering, and that should be an indicator for you. Unfortunately, I started up the game without putting my fucking without putting my headset on, just wasting shit. Um, all of this stuff like this bathtub and these items inside here, not gonna be much you can do with those. So like for instance, I'll just hover over these and I'm gonna scrap them for whatever items I can. So like the bathtub included, you're pretty much clearing out some of these areas, and later on I think people can come in and they can help with that, as far as like getting items and so forth. So like you notice inside here, I could with the desk, some items come up because you might be able to use them. For instance, the file cabinet and so forth comes up and it gives me the option to store them, while other options are like maybe not to store. Like so like these files, there's nothing I can do with them necessarily other than just to scrap 'em. So like I'm literally going inside here, this right here, waste basket bin, can't do anything with it, but it gives me steel. I can scrap it. These right here, the bed, there's nothing I can do with it. It's pretty much junk at this point. So literally you can come inside here and you can scrap them. Whereas opposed to if you notice the two drawers, the fan, the desk fan, and everything else that's inside here, however, comes up with a green highlight option and gives me the option to choose whether or not I want to store the item or I want to scrap the item. All depends on what you want to do with those items. Personally, like for me, I would suggest you take a look at the items that you know immediately that you're just going to scrap. Um, Whatever's in the area over here that doesn't come up immediately as green and is scrappable, I would scrap it just so that way you can have the materials on hand. Most of the stuff, what are you going to do with these boxes? These boxes aren't going to do much for you over here. They're pretty much just scrap. So scrap them. No point in holding on to them. And you're going to probably end up needing the materials anyways, as opposed to something else. Like for instance, this right here, can't use it anymore. It's trash. Scrap that shit. Cabinets, trash. Scrap that. There's nothing you're going to be able to do with those. You might be able to store stuff in there, but entirely up to you. I'm going to scrap that. Uh, Tin can. I don't know what the fuck I would do with a tin can, but it's there. So some of the items inside this house you might want to look at for possible usages later, and some of them you just want to get ahead and just be like, I'm going to get rid of. And that's pretty much going to be the theme of what you're going to do with items in the area, regardless of how you look at it. Is just walk through, take a look at items, go through the house and see what you can and what you can't scrap, what you want and what you can't use. I haven't figured out if there's a way at all yet in order to repair housing. So for instance, this house, I can't get rid of it as opposed to a house like this one. I'll show you guys this right now. So this whole house right here, there's nothing I can do with it. Literally nothing I can do with it. The door, for some reason, I can't do anything with it. Doesn't even give me the option of storing, and the house just looks completely fucked. Right? I guess the house is looking at it and it's like, yeah, you see all the wood in the area right here. It's telling me literally that I can do nothing with this house. I can't repair it. I obviously can't do anything with it. Nobody's gonna come live in this thing. So I can literally scrap the whole entirety of the house, and you're gonna notice that it's gonna sit on its foundation. I get a number of parts: steel, wood, concrete, rubber, and I can scrap the entirety of the house. All of this stuff. You see the bathtubs and stuff right here. It's telling me this bathtub is obviously in good enough working condition where I could probably keep it and use it. So we'll see what happens with that. Whereas opposed to this tub, nothing I can do with it, but I can use the ceramic. So we'll see what happens with that. Tree right here. And I'm just kind of giving you guys a walkthrough, a lay of the land for, I don't know why. Oh, there we go. Of what's going on. Hopefully I don't run into any goddamn rad roaches because I haven't cleared the area. But what I'm doing essentially right now is clearing the area for settlement. If you notice on the right hand upper corner of the map, my settlement has a size. There's a cooking station right here. I believe. Shit. You motherfucking rad roach. I just want your items. I didn't want to carry you anywhere. So, like I said, yeah, I should have been more careful about that. I knew that was a possibility that could have happened with that, and that's why I was saying, as you go into areas, be careful with what you do. I'm not going to go into this area. I just kind of want to show you guys what you can do on the map as far as stuff goes. Now, there are things inside these houses, I can tell you right now, that you are going to want to go in and grab. But, however, I wanted to show you guys this. So, and I'm not going to necessarily build anything right now, but so this whole area right here, we've pretty much gone through, we've cleared out, we've kind of cleaned it up a little bit. I can get some of this stuff and everything over here, but the foundation to this house is still here. So if I enter into my workshop mode right here, I now have the ability to build structures. So for instance, I've got a wood structure right here where I can build prefabs. So you notice here goes some prefab items right here. Pretty cool, right? I got prefab items and so forth like that. I can rotate the items and so forth, and they're prefabs, and I can move them to places where I want to build, and I can cycle through all the various prefabs. So maybe I want to build a wooden structure for a house, then I can do that. If you don't want to build a prefab and you want to kind of try to start off the base of whatever you want to do, for instance, then you can do that as well. So for instance, here goes a wood wall that I can, you know, literally line up if I wanted to and put it and build in the house. Different types of wood walls. I think there's a corner unit right here. You can get really creative with this. You can get uncreative with it. It's all there for you to do. Like this, I even got staircases inside here, so I can build a wood staircase if I want to. And maybe I want this wood staircase to go up here on top of the house for some reason. But you can do it. If it comes up green, then that means you can use it and you can go and you can do it. If it doesn't, then yeah, you can't do it then. No point in trying. You might as well just look for another place that you can put it. But as long as you can build it and it says that it's gonna build, then you can do that. Nothing's stopping you from building in an area as long as it's there for you. So choose how you want to build things and so forth. Oh shit, it's starting to rain. When it starts to rain, I haven't found anything. How do you say? I haven't found anything to stop this yet. Nothing jumps out at me that I can stop the radiation poisoning once the rain starts and the darkness comes and we get into that mode. It just is what it is, I guess. You got to get into an area now. I could always go back to, like I tried to come inside this place and I'm thinking maybe because the structure is shit. But yeah, I'll have to figure that out to see exactly what's going on with it. But yeah, so that's pretty much an intro. Like, we can clean up all of this stuff and get rid of things. So you can see it's raining, right? So what I want to do now is, as this is where your power armor station is, once you start getting to building it, you also have your workbench right here for your armor. You've got your weapons bench right here, so you can build various weapons and craft it, and then that's your workbench, and you can transfer items inside there as well. So let's go find Codsworth now, and we're gonna be a little careful. And so again, here goes another structure, and you can see all this down structure. I'm gonna take some time to clean this stuff out and clean out the neighborhood, but I don't want to necessarily show all that on video. There's just no point in it. Let's be kidding.
Your family isn't here either. They're really gone, aren't they?
Sean's
Sean's
out
out.
there, Codsworth. I need to find him.
What about Concord, sir? Plenty of people there. And last I checked, they only pummeled me with sticks a few times before I had to run back home.
There's still people alive in Concord?
Yes, although they're a bit rough. You remember the way? Just across the southern footbridge, out of the neighborhood and past the Red Rocket Station? I shall remain here and secure the home front.
So, Cosworth doesn't really help us search shit, realistically. He comes over here to this house at the end of the town. It's the end of the cul-de-sac. And that's about all he does, to be honest with you. Jesus. Guess I can't jump any higher. Fucking ceiling's in my way. I gotta tell you, I'm gonna clear out all of this stuff, and I'm gonna clear out the entirety of the town. Bottle caps, some bloat flies. Be careful, as you remember what I said. Be careful about, you know, any rad roaches and stuff like that. 'Cause that's pretty much what you're gonna run into over here. Is rad roaches. So, toy car and a baby rattle. Not sure what the fuck I'm gonna do with that. Maybe somebody wants it for trade or something like that. Plastic pumpkin. What we got here? Television, dressers. See this bed, dilapidated as fuck. A radio that's beat. There's literally nothing left in this house, but again, activating the structures, it is going to allow you to take items, pick them up, and move them about, take them wherever you want to, get items that you want. Look at that dead body. One of the items that you're definitely going to be on the prowl for in the game is going to be what do you call it? It's going to be copper radiator. Let's see. Just still. It's gonna be copper. You literally need copper for just about everything. Anything that you do build inside the house is in need of powering, supplies and so forth like that. So, box is gonna be, you're gonna be in need. So we need this concrete. Yeah, there we go. All this stuff is stuff we can come back to. You might be able to use. These barrels, can't do anything with them. Literally, I'm just scouring the area for whatever I can use. If I can use it, then I'm gonna break it all down. This is what I suggest you do. I'm gonna establish my base camp. That can be used. That can be used. I think the sink can be used, but let me just double check. I had a feeling there was something in that mirror, so I didn't want to just break it down. And luckily I did. There was some rat away inside there. So can't use this dresser for whatever reason. The crib, for some reason, I can't use. Don't know why, but I can't use it. Oh look, there's a safe. So let's unlock this safe. So the safe mechanic is pretty much operates the same manner as. Oh, there we go. Oh, nope. No, I should have knew it wasn't it. Oh. Boom. What we got? So we got some 38 rounds. We got a new pistol, some pre-war money, and a silver tablespoon. Alright, there we go. Can't beat that, son. So now we can go ahead and scrap that safe for some steel. Let's go into the next room and take a look in here. Get rid of this bed. Scrapped it. Scrap the shit out of it, bro. So that looks like it's it for the house right here. We scrapped just about all the fuck we could. Everything else in here are usable items that we could possibly move to another location and use if we want to design. Oh, here we go. Some cabinetry. So that's pretty much the nature of what you're trying to do here. Is all of this is scrappable or non-scrappable items, and yeah, that's it. So whatever you have in mind, that's what you're going to build. I'm going to take the time to go around and look for these, look for more items and so forth in order to scrap in the area and build up my settlement, and then I'll jump back in the video with you guys so that way you guys can see what I've done. And I would love it if you guys have videos to share of your stuff so I can see what you've done, because it is a very interesting system, and there's possibility for great diversity as far as like people building trading houses and things like that in their area. Yeah, I want to see it. So if you guys got videos and stuff like that you want to share, post those. Otherwise, I'll be posting mine so that way you guys can see what I'm doing with my settlement, cleaning up the area and so forth like that to make it usable. I'm gonna do this before I venture out, and I don't want to, like, yeah, you know, like I don't want to kind of just keep going in the game without having a settlement set up and everything like that. So just make sure that, you know, like, yeah, look at this. I'm literally just destroying shit. Can't use it. Look at that. Steel, rubber, fuse, a broken light bulb. So there's stuff all over in order to scrap, sell, or whatever. I don't think I can use a mailbox. I'm gonna leave the mailboxes up. If it's a working mailbox, I'll leave it up for now for the time being. I'm gonna walk around the area and I'm gonna look around, see what I can't find in scrap, and then the next video hopefully we'll get down to the brass tacks of actually venturing outside of Concord, so that way you guys can see what's going on, and we'll find Dog, because I'm really interested in finding that fucker. Need to find his ass actually. But I'm gonna walk around this whole settlement and make sure I get some stuff going, and I'm gonna search these houses. I highly suggest you search your houses. Don't just leave these houses abandoned. There are items inside the houses you found. See, I found a number of bobby pins and backpacks. They even got a pistol inside one of them. So, ooh, look at that. That one's red. So it's going to be something that you want to check, and you don't want to just leave to chance, and you might want to come back and get. So, like, oh, there's the dog house. Doggy house, dog bowl. You know, I can move these fences apparently, so I can probably fix and mend these fences. You see that right there. I'm assuming that's what that means that I can do. So I'm going to work on all this stuff and see what it is that I can do and what I can't do. So I thank you guys once again for stopping by. I hope you're enjoying the videos and that they're providing you guys some insight into the game of Fallout 4. And if you haven't picked it up yet, maybe with these videos you're seeing a possibility of things that you do want to see. Want to leave these street lamps up, especially if they're still standing, because that means I might be able to use them. I know it says I can't, but I'm hoping that maybe I can fix a bulb in there or something like that. Maybe it's just there because it's going to tell me that I need to do something else. But there you guys go. So until next time, guys, this has been the Dark Side. I'm going to go in here and keep cleaning up my area and start building. Until next time, have fun.